Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and what we're doing in this video, just locking in some college football bets for Saturday, November 19th, week 12. Sorry, I was trying to remember what week it was. I can't believe we're already in week 12. So, of course, for these picks, hopping on to OddsJam, hopping on the positive expected value page, finding the best bets from there. So without further ado, we can get into it. My favorite bet for the slate, I'll start off with this one, is this Michigan team total under 30.5 at plus 100 at Bet365. So the no vig odds that OddsJam calculates has this at about minus 111. Bet365 has it at plus 100. So the gap between these two numbers, that's where the positive expected value comes from. So let me just go ahead and lock this one in. This is worth a full unit play, 1 unit on the Michigan team total. That bet has been locked in. Let me just add this one to my bet tracker real quick. So to talk about the no vig odds, the way these are calculated, it can be viewed essentially as the true line, the perfect line of what a market should be priced at. OddsJam pulls the lines from all of the different sharp sports books and removes the vig using a weighted average. The way that the sharp sports books were determined was from backtesting historical previous betting opportunities. So basically using the past, figuring out what sports books did the best job at pricing odds, and then using that to help predict the future and basically say, hey, these sports books have historically done the best job at pricing odds. We're going to use them to set the market of what a market should truly be priced at, which is how these no vig odds are calculated. So in this case, again, the plus 100. And other than that, I mean, like the math, anything that shows up here on the positive EV page, it's going to be mathematically profitable. It's going to be plus EV. The extra work that I like to do to ensure that I'm placing the best is if you click into a play and it pulls up where every sportsbook is pricing odds for, we see, or pricing odds for the play, we see a pretty massive outlier on this plus 100 at Bet365. So the other books that price it, Pinnacle, and it's flipped. So at the top here is the under, the bottom is the over, just something to keep in mind. But Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, prices the over at minus 119. Or excuse me, the under, I confused myself, prices the under at minus 119, the over at plus 102, heavily favoring the under. DraftKings, same thing. The under is priced at minus 130. The over is priced at plus 100, heavily favoring the under. FanDuel, same thing. Minus 125 towards the under, minus 102 towards the over, heavily favoring the under. And then if you view the event page in a new tab, it pulls up not only just this individual play, like right now, we just see where the sportsbooks are pricing the Michigan team total 30.5 specifically. If you open the event page up in a new tab, we can see where other sportsbooks are pricing the team total for Michigan, and we see Bet Rivers prices it at 29.5, so a point lower than what we got it at Bet365, which has it at plus 100. So comparing to the books that price 30.5, comparing to the books that price their team total, pretty awesome outlier on this Michigan team total under 30.5. So that's the first one. The next one that I wanted to lock in here is Houston versus ECU under 68.5. It's a high number. So we're taking the under, minus 108 odds on FanDuel. So let me go ahead and add this one to my bet tracker, just putting a half unit on this one. It's a good play, not quite as good as the Bet365 one. And as you can see, the no vig odds price this at about minus 111. We locked it in on FanDuel at minus 108. So still a good price, right? We're still getting positive EV. There's a gap between the minus 111 and the minus 108, in which makes this one mathematically profitable. And then if you look at the other sports books, again, minus 108 at FanDuel. Look across the board. DraftKings, minus 130. Bet Rivers, minus 124. Bet365, minus 130. Fox Bet, minus 133. Pinnacle, minus 122. You open the event page in a new tab, and what you will see is that other sportsbooks price this total below the number we got it at. So we see a couple sportsbooks price it at 68, including BetOnline, which is this one right here. Very sharp sportsbook, BetOnline. Not only do they price this total a half point lower, but they actually favor the under. They have the under priced at they have the under 68 priced at -115, the over priced at -105, favoring the under as the more likely scenario, half point lower than what we got it at. It looks like across the board, except for Circa, every sportsbook that does price the 68 favors the under. DraftKings favoring the under. BetRivers, Bet365, I already mentioned BetOnline, FoxBet, and Pinnacle all favor the under at a half point lower. It looks like most sportsbooks think that this total should be priced at 67.5 as opposed to 68.5. We see BetMGM, Betfred, PointsBet, Caesars, DraftKings, WinBet, Tipico, BetRivers, Bet365, FoxBet, and Pinnacle all price it at 67.5, full point lower than what we got it at. Awesome play here on FanDuel. Houston versus ECU under 68.5. And the last play that I'm going to lock in here is Liberty -10 versus Virginia Tech. Boy, how far Virginia Tech has fallen considering they're 10-point underdogs to Liberty, and the favored outcome is Liberty at -10. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's an alternate spread, so I need to go to main props. So the main line for this is Liberty -9.5. We are selling a half point, getting an alternate price, getting them at +100 for a better line. Let me go ahead and place this one. Perfect. Bet has been placed. Add this one to my bet tracker. And I also think I forgot to add the Houston one to my bet tracker. So let me just add this one as well real quick. But to talk about this play, no vig odds at about -102 or -103, if you will allow me to round up from -102.59. And look across the board at the other sports books. So we got this at +100, which is basically 50-50. If you place 1,000 +100 bets, you win 500 of them, you win half, you break even. Any number you win above 50%, you profit. Look at where most sports books price the Liberty -10. DraftKings favors Liberty as the more likely outcome. BetOnline favors Liberty as the more likely outcome, as does Pinnacle. The sharpest sports books in the world think that Liberty covering 10 points is the more likely scenario, so they're charging more for it. We can get it at Bet365 at +100. As my third and final betting pick for this college football slate, for this video at least. There's going to be more as the week goes on. But for this video, that is all I got for you guys. So appreciate you all watching, and have a good one.